So when I posted a video saying I wanted to do a reread of the Hunger Games books before going into my first ever read of the prequels, especially Sunrise on the Reaping, in anticipation of the film coming out, I got some very helpful comments as to when I should schedule my reread for next year. So I now have an official plan, and I thought if there was anyone else wondering how they should structure a Hunger Games reread or a first time read ahead of the new film next year, I thought I would share. So the general consensus was to give each book a little bit of time after you finish them, but especially give Sunrise on the Reaping some time rather than going straight into the film, to avoid being super nitpicky and noticing all the differences and just being able to enjoy them almost as separate entities inspired by the same story. So my plan is, I worked backwards from November when Sunrise on the Reaping, the film, comes out. So my plan is, I quite like reading series by intending to read one a month, because then it gives me the space to read other books around that series, but it doesn't leave too long between each book to forget any important details or plot points that are important to remember. So I'm planning to start my reread of The Hunger Games, the first book, in March, then read Catching Fire in April, and finish with Mockingjay in May. I'm going to read those three consecutively because I think they need to be read without too much time in between them, especially as those are rereads for me. I don't need to be sitting with them for too long. I don't need, I probably will need processing time, but not as much as the first time. Then we're going to take a month off to let that whole series sit. And my intention is then to read Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes in July. I haven't actually never seen the film for Ballads and Songbirds and Snakes, and from my perception as a viewer, when the book came out, people were like, don't really understand the hype. And then the film came out and people were obsessed. So I think I will watch the film, but I might do that in the month I've given myself to not read a Hunger Games book before I read Sunrise on the Reaping. So maybe August will be my watching Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes planned month. Then I would like to read Sunrise on the Reaping in September. Then I'll be ready for the movie to come out in November. This is my plan. I've written it on my goals sheet. I'm going to put it into my book journal when I start designing that, and I'm really happy with it. So thank you to anyone who commented on that original video, and if you were considering a Hunger Games reread in anticipation of the new film next year and you do end up using this plan, let me know, because I really hope it works. That would be an ideal outcome here.